Hello friends, I am Colonel Padmanabhan. Today my topic is Niagara Syndrome and how it is related to goal setting in life. I had the fortune to visit Niagara Falls 2 years back. It's a picturesque landmark, looks great during the light and sound show organized for the tourists. It's a combination of three falls: the Horseshoe Fall, the American Fall, and the Bridal Veil Fall. And it's got a width of more than 3,400 feet and has a vertical fall of 167 feet. During the peak season, more than 6 million cubic feet volume of water, they cross the crest in a minute. Now coming to the Niagara Syndrome. Life is a sprinting river. Most people jump frog in the river without ever deciding where they want to end up. That means no destination, no goal. They set off on a journey without even a little spade work. When they come to the forks in the river, they don't consciously decide where they want to go or which direction. They merely go with the flow. They remain in this unconscious state until one day the sounds of the ravaging water, they awakens them and they discover that they are just 5 feet away from the Niagara Fall. That too in a boat with no oar. By then it is too late and they take a big fall. It could be an emotional fall, it could be a physical fall, it could be a financial fall. Therefore, whatever challenges you have in life can be avoided by making better decisions upstream. If you are ready to overcome a rough path, waterfall will never be an object of fear. So if you don't plan, you will perish. So do not allow your life to come to the edge of the Niagara Fall to make a decision to change, be it health, relationship, family, or business. You have the oar to row, so row your destiny. Now, what is Niagara Syndrome? It's a phenomenon of jumping on a river of life without anchor or destination. This phenomenon tells us the importance of having a goal in life. About 97% of people, they work very hard without a goal. Harvard University has carried out a survey on graduates, students doing graduation, and it was found 83% of the students, they didn't have a goal at all. 14%, they had some sort of a goal, not very specific or definite. Only 3% of these students had a specific goal. And after 10 years, the survey was again carried out, and it was found out that the 14% of the students who just had somewhat a goal in life, they earned only twice what the 83% of students earned. And the 3% of students, they earned 10 times combined at the 83% and 40% earned. So you can imagine the importance of having a goal in life and doing well in life. Now you decide, where do you want to be? Part of the 97% or part of the 3%? Let me give some examples. If you post an envelope without an address, where will it go? Nowhere. At the railway ticket counter, when asked where to, and if you say anywhere, will you get a ticket? No way. A ship without a radar, will it go anywhere? No way. So India-Pak match was going, football match was about to take place. Both the coaches, they were motivating the team. The Pakistan coach tells, make sure that you score minimum 20 goals against Indian. And don't let them score even a single goal against us. They hit us so badly in 48, 65, 71 and 99 Kargil war. Let us take a revenge on them. You hit the ball so hard that it blasted the chest of the Indian player off. Similarly, the Indian coach is also motivating the team. And the game started. The first 35 minutes over, no goal. The next 35 minutes over, there is the next half, no goal. Extra 10 minutes given, no goal. Another 10 minutes given, no goal. Later it was found that there was no goal post at all. So, people play football in life without a goal post. Now suppose if you want to travel by train, for example from Delhi to Jammu, then you plan it so meticulously, whether it is a Pooja Express, whether it's a Shatabdi, whatever train convenient to you, the class, whether it is AC or normal class, and the date you decide, the family if it's going, then all the belongings you have to take along with, food, packed food and whatever, return reservation. So meticulously you plan when it comes to a small event, then why don't you plan a goal in life, why don't you have a goal in life and go across? Similarly, when you have to construct a house or a flyover or a bridge, or even when the Taj Mahal was constructed, you know how many times it was constructed? Twice, minimum twice. That is the owner or the king had visualized how it should be in his mind. That is the first conceiving the idea. Then he calls an architect and a blueprint is made. Then you discuss threadbare, what are the changes to be required, and finally it is approved and the construction takes place. If you don't do it, when it comes to your house, then the kitchen will be where the bedroom will supposed to be, and in the guest room, the bathroom will come there. So it will be in a topsy-turvy state. So planning is very important in life. In 1960, Soichiro Honda has set a goal that will destroy competition. In 1970, Nike set a goal, crush Adidas. Rest is history, you all know. Now if you focus on a goal, then you lose problem. Now if you focus on problem, then you will lose the goal. So no goal means no direction. Use your time, else you will lose your time. Don't change goal, change the strategy. In fact, if you remember, in my video on ant philosophy, I explained how ants, when the track to the target is blocked, how they change the strategy, circumvent and goes to the goal. So don't change the goal, change the strategy. Brian Tracy, an international transformation speaker who has written more than 80 books and a chairman and a CEO of an international company, as per him, the most important way to achieve success is, firstly, you write down your goal. You should every day watch your goal so that it triggers you. Second is, you make plans to achieve it. And the third stage is, work on it every single day. Once a young man approached the great philosopher Socrates and asked him, sir, what is the way to achieve success? So Socrates told him, you come to me tomorrow morning. Next day he comes, he takes him to a river. After reaching, he enters into the river. Till sight time, they reach neck deep of water. At that time, he took the young man into the water and kept on holding him under the water, and he started stifling for breath, and once he turned blue and pale, then Socrates released him. And when he became alright, came into senses, then Socrates asked him, what was the thing which you needed most when you were underwater? He said air. Therefore, that is it. Unless you have a burning desire, you cannot achieve success. So the most important steps to achieve a goal is firstly unlock your potential. As per the Stanford University, average people only use 2% of the potential. So to achieve your goal, you must explore your potential and make the best use of it. Take charge. Next day, take charge. That is, stay away from negative emotions. During the COVID-19, many people have lost their job, but you should not feel bad about it. It's because of the circumstances. The company cannot sustain. Therefore, the best way is to be positive. You prepare yourself and try for a better job in another company. The next step is set true goals. That don't be ambitious and be pragmatic so that you can achieve the goal. Next is the planning. No, planning means you go to plan it in a very systematic manner. That is daily, weekly, monthly and yearly likewise. And the last stage is measure the progress. Goal you segment into small segment, that is you segment into small portion and monitor the progress. Then only you will reach the goal finally. So here I come to the end of my talk. So don't get into the Niagara Fall in life. Don't be part of the 97% people, be part of the 3%. Set your goal, work for it, change the strategy if you come across obstacles during the path, you will be successful. So I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Kindly subscribe and share. Jai Hind.